쳐다보는 거냐고 솔직히 너 그래 너 생판처 만난 너 왜 널 쳐다보는 거냐고 궁금해서 설레서 낯설어서 침착하게 서로 살살.
Ever since the aftermath of the Asian financial crisis, we've seen a growing audience for the K-pop industry, both domestically and internationally. Given this, many performers have faced greater challenges in order to gain fame. We are Team JJ and we're here today to examine these challenges in more detail, both for domestic and international performers.
Among the big three entertainment agencies in Korea, SM, JYP, and YG, there's a definite demand for artists outside of Korea. SM Entertainment, for example, is holding their 2017 global auditions in countries like South Korea, China, USA, Canada, Japan, and Thailand. JYP and YG have auditions in China, USA, Canada, and in South Korea. This comes as no surprise, as SM have a good amount of their successful artists that were originally not from Korea. EXO is a popular example of a South Korean Chinese boy-based group in Seoul. The group is split into EXO-K, as in for Korea, and EXO-M for Mandarin, to cater to the different audiences, showcasing localization and hybridization at its best. In 2014, EXO-M came in first on CCTV's Global Chinese Music Chart in China with their hit song Overdose. What's interesting is that a Chinese boy group packaged as K-pop idols can have far-reaching international success as compared to if they were to debut in China. This underscores the interest and demand for localized non-Korean K-pop artists. It also exemplifies the power and influence Korean music and these agencies have in promoting world stars. In a case study on SM Entertainment by Stanford Graduate Business School, it stated that Lee Soo-man, CEO of SM, believed that the world's biggest star would come from the largest market in China, which is why SM is pushing hard into the Chinese market and grooming Chinese talents for the job. In addition, non-Korean K-pop stars seem to be able to better connect with a diverse range of audiences. We were fortunate enough to have interviewed two cultural brokers, Linda and Jeremy, who have worked as MCs and tour ambassadors for several K-pop groups as representatives for Vancouver. They have told us that from personal experience, foreign K-pop artists seem to be more interactive on stage when faced with a diverse audience. They also tend to be more laid back as they make small talks with staff. On the other hand, Korean idols do not communicate as much. They say this is due to their language barriers. However, they found that both groups are generally well-mannered and polite. As a further example, we see Nichkhun from 2PM speaking Thai at concerts in Thailand. The audience's welcoming reception of him was overwhelming, to say the least. It is no surprise that we see advertisements of him all over Thailand, generating revenue for both himself and JYP from a foreign market. Therein perhaps comes the realization and understanding that the domestic Korean market is not big enough, and in order to grow further, they need to look outward. Furthermore, globalizing and training from a wider pool of talents allows entertainment agencies to not only pick out from the best, but build key competitive advantages in languages, talents, and diversity. This allows them to differentiate themselves from their competitors. Therefore, we can see from here the industry stands to gain from localized K-pop stars.
On a more personal level, non-Korean K-pop artists stand to gain from the rewarding effect that K-pop is creating. In a research article by Ono and Kwon titled Rewarding Culture, YouTube as a K-pop interlocutor, it suggested that with the help of YouTube, K-pop is playing a contemporary role as a wording and or unwording phenomenon. This means that K-pop is influencing and perhaps changing the lives and cultures of people across the world. This in turn translates to having a wider and more sustainable reach audience across the world as compared to if they were to debut in their own domestic market that may or may not bring them the same level of international stardom. In some sense, they appear to be riding the Korean wave to success. Perhaps as a form of comparison, Girls' Generation has 7.15 million Facebook followers, while Jae-Heun, a widely popular and respected Taiwanese singer, has about 3.7 million followers. While this comparison isn't exactly apples to apples, it serves as a quantitative proxy measure to the fanbase size of two very popular groups of artists in Asia, as well as the level of reach and influence that they have. Hence, the opportunities for a stronger reach and wider influence could very well be reasons for non-Koreans to aspire to be K-pop stars. Not to mention the wealth that typically comes along with it. However, while the demand for talent and opportunities to succeed internationally is there, industry barriers remain.
Pursuing life as K-pop idols for non-Koreans can be challenging because they suffer from stigmatizations. Despite the interconnectedness of the global entertainment phenomenon, one still cannot deny that there is still deep-rooted racism lurking beneath its glamorous veneer. In a country in which entertainment industry constitutes one of its largest exports, keeping up its image as a culturally diverse society is imperative. BP Rainia's Alex Reed, an African-American K-pop star, is merely one of the examples of the foreign talents who have dealt with criticisms. She received accusations of skin bleaching in order to maintain her image among Korean fans. It is no secret that non-Korean actors, particularly Southeast Asian and Black actors, are always given less significant roles and struggle to go beyond getting supporting roles in films. Mr. Yoon, a CEO of an entertainment agency whose full name was not disclosed, admitted that investors are less willing to invest in films in which a foreign actor is the lead, as they tend to record low viewership. Their career growth in the industry is also largely stunted. A Black TV moderator, Samuel O'Keefe, despite his commendable fame, has never made it far. As long as the content provider continue to misrepresent the foreign talents working in the entertainment industry, it seems that their future remains a pessimistic one. In addition, Jeremy, one of our interviewees, whom also happened to have worked for Global Auditions, told us that agencies tend to look for foreign talents as a way to increase competitiveness and polish their corporate image in preparation to face the global stage. However, if there were two candidates of similar level of talent, with one being Korean and the other being a foreigner, the agencies tend to be more inclined in choosing the Korean participant. Linda also added that the lives of idols may not be as glamorous as we see it to be. While we see them in business classes on the airplane and staying at 5-star hotels, the idols may not be as happy as they seem to be. Once again, the competition and the internal and external pressure from their agency and the media is unimaginable.
Foreign idols in K-pop industry often experience language barrier, not just in singing lyrics, but also in many other situations. The big agencies do provide Korean language education for them, but no individual interpreters are provided to let the foreign idols adapt to and learn the language and culture as quick as possible. This surely gives foreign idols pressure, stress, and challenges both before and even after they debut. This African-American girl called Alexandra, who is a member of Korean idol group BP Reina, recently got involved in an unfortunate incident due to the language issue. Kim says in a news article that her shirt was open because she wore a small shirt prepared by her stylist and she couldn't change the clothes due to the communication problem. And this scene was all broadcasted. Alexandra turned around and closed the shirt. She eventually dropped tears. This is just one example of the language barrier that they have to experience.
Based on our research, we see that new entrants face physiological, cultural, and social challenges under heavy scrutiny by cultural brokers. These industry professionals have a clearly defined winning formula put in place in order to reap the economic benefits that come with successful debuts. Hence, it is not without trials and tribulations that a non-Korean artist has to overcome in order to succeed.